The British summer was once known for its mild days and green landscapes, a season that brought gentle warmth and the soft patter of rain. For generations, people looked forward to these months as a time to enjoy the outdoors, picnic in parks, and stroll through gardens bursting with life. There was always the occasional burst of sunshine, a welcome break from the usual clouds, and it was cherished all the more for its rarity. But now, the character of summer is changing. Summers are hotter, more intense, and far less gentle than before. The once refreshing breeze is often replaced by stifling heat, and the grass that was once green now turns yellow and brittle. Heat waves that were rare are now almost yearly events, pushing the limits of what we've experienced and challenging our expectations of what a British summer should feel like. The summer of 2022 was a turning point, an unprecedented moment in British weather history. For the first time, UK temperatures soared past 40 degrees Celsius, shattering old records and leaving many unprepared. This milestone, predicted by scientists but not expected so soon, brought the reality of climate change to our doorsteps. Suddenly, the warnings felt urgent and personal, no longer distant or abstract. Green parks and gentle rain gave way to parched fields, cracked earth, and the constant hum of fans in homes across the country. People found themselves searching for shade, and even the nights offered little relief from the relentless heat. The top 10 hottest years in the UK have all occurred since 2000, a clear, undeniable trend that points to a rapidly warming climate. Each year seems to bring new extremes, with records falling faster than ever before. The gentle British summer, once a symbol of calm and comfort, is being replaced by something far more formidable and unpredictable. As we look to the future, especially to 2026 and beyond, this recent history is a warning, a sign that the changes we're seeing are only the beginning. The question is no longer if we'll see more record-breaking heat, but when. Each summer brings new challenges, testing our resilience and adaptability. Rising temperatures are a message from our planet, a story of a world under pressure, where the balance of nature is shifting before our eyes. Every living thing, from insects struggling to survive in overheated gardens, to forests wilting under the relentless sun, is affected by this new reality. Understanding this new reality is the first step to facing the challenges ahead. Communities are coming together to discuss solutions, and young people are learning about the impacts and what can be done. The British summer is changing, and so must we. From adapting our homes to rethinking how we live and work during the hottest months, everyone has a role to play. The heat is here to stay, and how we respond will shape the summers of the future for generations to come. Breaking a temperature record starts with precise measurement. Every reading must be accurate, as even the smallest error can make a big difference when it comes to setting new records. Across the UK, weather stations managed by the Met Office use highly accurate thermometers, carefully placed inside Stevenson screens. These screens shield the instruments from direct sunlight and precipitation, ensuring that the readings reflect true air temperature, not the influence of nearby buildings or trees. These stations work tirelessly, recording temperatures day and night throughout every season and in all kinds of weather. This creates a continuous, reliable stream of data that scientists can trust. When a record is set, the data doesn't just get filed away. It is rigorously checked, verified, and cross-referenced by teams of experts to ensure its accuracy and reliability. These records are more than just numbers on a page. They form a timeline of our changing climate, stretching back decades, even centuries, and showing us how our environment is evolving. By comparing today's temperatures with those from decades ago, scientists can reveal a clear and undeniable warming trend. The differences between past and present are becoming more pronounced with each passing year. What was once considered rare, like extreme heat waves or record-breaking summer days, is now becoming increasingly common, changing the way people live and work. This context helps us understand that recent heat waves are not isolated events, but part of a much larger and ongoing pattern of climate change affecting the UK and the world. Predicting a record-breaking summer in 2026 means looking closely at both the data and the powerful forces driving our climate. It requires advanced models, careful analysis, and a deep understanding of global weather systems. The meticulous work of scientists, calibrating instruments, analyzing trends, and collaborating across disciplines gives us the foundation to look ahead with confidence. Thanks to their efforts, we can better prepare for the challenges of a warming world, adapting our lives and communities to stay safe and resilient in the face of change. For many years, the UK's highest temperature record seemed almost legendary, 38.5 degrees, set in Kent during the summer of 2003. It was a figure that stood out in the nation's memory, a number that felt almost impossible to surpass. That summer was seen as a once-in-a-generation event, a rare anomaly that sparked intense debate about the reality and urgency of climate change. People wondered if it was a warning sign, or just a freak occurrence. Before 2003, heat records in the UK were even lower, and they were set decades apart. This slow pace reflected a time when the climate felt more stable, and extreme heat was a distant concern for most people. The very idea of temperatures reaching 40 degrees in Britain was unthinkable, almost the stuff of science fiction or far-off lands, not something that could happen at home. But then in 2019, the record was broken again, this time in Cambridge where the mercury hit 38.7 degrees. Suddenly, the impossible seemed possible. Just 3 years later in 2022, expectations were shattered once more as Lincolnshire recorded a staggering 40.3 degrees. The pace of change was accelerating. This leap was unprecedented, pushing the UK into completely new territory and forcing everyone to rethink what was possible for British weather. The old records now seem like relics from a much cooler era, reminders of a time when summers were milder and heat waves were rare. The rapid pace of change is undeniable. Records that once stood for decades are now being broken within just a few years. Each new high is not just another number on a chart, but a clear sign of how quickly and dramatically our climate is shifting before our eyes. The stability of the past is gone, replaced by a new reality where extreme heat is becoming the norm rather than the exception. What was once unthinkable has now become our reality, affecting daily life, health, and the way we experience summer. Our climate's upper limits are being rewritten before our eyes, and the story of British weather is changing faster than anyone could have imagined. The main driver of hotter summers is global warming, caused by burning fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide and other gases trap heat, thickening the planet's natural blanket. This raises the baseline temperature, making every summer start from a warmer point. A heat wave that once meant 30 can now reach 35 degrees or higher. Studies show the 2022 heatwave would have been nearly impossible without human-caused warming. We're living in a climate fundamentally altered by our actions. Even with emission cuts, existing carbon dioxide will keep trapping heat for years. The stage is set for new records as the planet and oceans warm. Global warming makes a record-breaking 2026 not just possible, but likely. Beyond global warming, natural climate patterns like El Niño can cause dramatic spikes in global heat. El Niño warms the Pacific Ocean, releasing heat into the atmosphere and disrupting weather worldwide, including the UK. Strong El Niño events have triggered some of the hottest years on record. If a powerful El Niño develops in late 2025, it could prime the planet for exceptional warmth in 2026. The combination of El Niño and climate change creates the perfect conditions for extreme heat. If this aligns with a persistent high-pressure system over Europe, the UK could see temperatures surpassing the 2022 record. Scientists watch the Pacific closely, knowing its cycles can tip the balance. The potential for a perfect storm of natural and human-driven heat is real. The Pacific's influence could make 2026 a summer to remember. Extreme heat isn't just a statistic. It disrupts daily life and endangers health. UK homes and infrastructure were built for cooler climates, not for relentless heat. Most houses trap warmth, turning into ovens during heat waves. Vulnerable groups, elderly, children, those with health conditions are at risk. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke become real threats, and the NHS faces surges in emergency cases. Transport networks buckle, train tracks warp, roads soften, and commutes are thrown into chaos. Schools may close, and outdoor work becomes hazardous. The rhythm of life is upended. The mental toll is real. Sleepless nights, anxiety, and stress rise. The green, pleasant land can feel hostile and unwelcoming. The economic and health costs are mounting. Extreme heat is changing how we live, work, and feel. The impact is profound and growing. Extreme heat puts immense stress on British wildlife, adapted for a milder climate. Rivers and ponds dry up, leaving animals without water. Birds and young chicks overheat, while hedgehogs and badgers struggle to find food in baked earth. Green fields turn brown, and plants can't photosynthesize, disrupting the food chain. Trees shed leaves early, and wildfire risk soars. Rivers heat up, holding less oxygen. Fish die and birds lose their food source. The balance of freshwater ecosystems is thrown into chaos. If hot, dry summers become the norm, some native species may disappear. Drought-resistant species from southern Europe may move in, changing our countryside. This shift threatens the UK's unique biodiversity. The natural world is being forced to adapt or vanish. The cost to wildlife is steep and immediate. The heat wave's impact reaches every corner of nature. The UK is starting to adapt to the threat of extreme heat. The government's heatwave plan includes early warnings and public health campaigns. Hospitals and local authorities prepare to protect vulnerable people. Cities are planting more trees and creating green spaces to cool urban areas. Architects are rethinking building design for better ventilation and shading. People are changing habits, closing curtains, wearing lighter clothes, and shifting activities to cooler hours. Demand for fans and air conditioning is rising. We're slowly adopting the habits of hotter countries. But infrastructure changes take time and investment. The race is on to adapt before the climate changes even more. Preparing for hotter summers is now a necessity, not a choice. What will summer 2026 bring? While we can't predict the weather exactly, the ingredients for a record-breaking summer are in place. Global warming ensures a warmer baseline, and a strong El Niño could add extra heat. If these factors align with the right weather patterns, the UK could see temperatures surpassing 40.3 degrees Celsius. Each new record is more than a number, it's a warning. The impacts on health, infrastructure, and nature are profound. A record-breaking summer is a glimpse of the new normal, if we don't act. The possibility of a record in 2026 is a call to action. We must cut emissions and adapt to the changes already underway. The climate is a shared system. Its health matters to everyone. Whether 2026 breaks records or not, the trend is clear. The future of our island home depends on how we respond now.